awareness changes everything. The moment you observe a pattern, you interrupt the pattern. The moment you notice emotional automation, you create separation from it. This is why conscious observation is powerful. Not because it instantly changes your life, but because it weakens unconscious control. And once unconscious control weakens, choice becomes possible again. Now here comes one of the biggest psychological misunderstandings in human behavior. People believe comfort zones are about comfort. They are not. Comfort zones are about familiarity. That changes everything. Because many people are miserable inside their comfort zones. They feel exhausted, unfulfilled, disconnected, uninspired. Yet they stay there. Why? Because the brain values predictability more than possibility. A familiar struggle feels safer than an unfamiliar opportunity. Read that again internally. A familiar struggle feels safer than an unfamiliar opportunity. That is why people stay in toxic environments, stay in limiting routines, stay in emotional cycles that quietly drain them. The nervous system interprets familiarity as survival, even when the familiar thing is painful. And this explains something most people never fully understand. Growth often feels uncomfortable not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. The brain resists identity change. Not because transformation is dangerous, but because transformation disrupts what the mind recognizes as self. This is why people sabotage opportunities, delay change, abandon momentum, because becoming someone new threatens the identity they unconsciously protect. And suddenly the listener realizes something profound. The real battle in life is not against the world. It is against unconscious programming. That is the true matrix, not society itself, but the invisible conditioning shaping perception, behavior, fear, identity, and emotional response. And once a person begins seeing this clearly, their life can never return to unconsciousness in the same way again. Because awareness creates responsibility. You begin noticing your patterns, your reactions, your inherited fears, your emotional triggers, your repetitive behaviors, and slowly, you stop calling them who you are. You start recognizing them as programming. That realization changes everything. Because if conditioning created the pattern, awareness can interrupt it. And if awareness can interrupt it, then transformation becomes possible. But there is another layer to the matrix most people never fully understand. An even deeper form of control. One that does not begin with thoughts. It begins with emotion. Because the deepest form of programming is not external. It is emotional. And that brings us to the next chapter. You have begun questioning the invisible systems shaping your identity. Now it is time to uncover the emotional frequencies silently controlling your reality. Chapter 2. Break the emotional frequency prison. Most people believe their emotions are reactions to life. But what if the opposite is true?